Level 0, Runner Zombie, the Sprinting Menace. Alright, we're not starting with some boring tutorial.
No!
We're kicking things off with a runner, the undead Usain Bolt of dead rails. He just spawned outside an abandoned building, sniffing around for trouble. At first glance, he looks like your regular brain-hungry zombie, but don't let that fool you. He's got that classic zombie face, sure, but he's wearing slightly different clothes and he's fast, like really fast. We're talking 100 horsepower, 15 damage, and a movement speed of 25. That's 56% faster than your basic zombie user. His entire playstyle? Run you down and rip you up. No brains, just vibes and velocity. He's the early game aggro king, popping up during normal nights in the same areas as regular zombies. But once you see him sprinting full speed toward you, you instantly realize this ain't no Walking Dead episode. This is track and field, zombie edition. Your only hope? Get on a horse. Seriously, picture this. Some poor solo player sees him and pulls the old run backwards while shoveling. Classic. They think it's gonna be an easy kill, just like those slow zombies from 5 minutes ago. But the runner zombie is built different. Dude closes the gap so fast the player doesn't even have time to panic. He strafes, flanks, even comes in from behind like a horror movie jump scare. That shovel ain't helping, chief. His speed breaks every beginner's strategy, and once you aggro him, you better pray you've got backup or wheels. Honestly, he's one of the most annoying enemies in the game, I swear. He's killed me like 1,000 times. So yeah, respect the runner, or get full. Level 5, Dynamite Zombie, the explosive troll. A regular zombie popping out of nowhere is already annoying, right? Now imagine, he's carrying dynamite. Yeah, say goodbye to your loot and hello to the main menu. You just cleared a town like a pro. You're about to crack open a bank vault, feeling like an outlaw legend. And then, boom, the next thing you see is the respawn screen. Classic. The Dynamite Zombie spawns in small towns, farm zones, and of course, the Sterling Mines. He looks like a miner with a helmet and uniform, carrying a stick of pain in the butt in his hand. And here's the kicker. He's sneaky. You might not even notice him until it's too late. But once you hear that shh of a fuse being lit, it means just one thing. Run for your life. Stats-wise, he's got 100 horsepower, a speed of 25, which drops to 13 when he lights the fuse. But his damage? Up to 172, depending on how close you are when he blows. And worst part? Killing him doesn't defuse the bomb. Nope, the fuse keeps burning. If that dynamite's lit, you're getting clapped, whether he's alive or not. He's also got a way bigger aggro radius than other zombies, so good luck sneaking past him. Now picture this. A confident player spots him from a distance. Ha! Easy snipe, they say. Already lining up the shot. They fire. Headshot. He drops. But guess what? The fuse was already lit, and just when they lean back like job well done, kaboom. Sent straight to zombie heaven by a dead dude's posthumous prank. He's the ultimate troll, the undead version of, if I'm going down, I'm taking you with. So next time you hear that fuse hiss, don't think, don't shoot, just run. Level 10, Flaming Zombie, the fire starter freak. At level 10 in Dead Rails, you meet the real menace, the Flaming Zombie, a walking BBQ from hell who lights up everything in his path. He spawns during the Scorched Earth mode, or out in the wilderness at night. Oh, and if you're doing the Warhorse event on normal or nightmare, yeah, he's out there too, chilling in packs of 5 like it's a group vacation to Hades. Stats, 100 HP, 15 damage per hit, plus 8.2 seconds of burn dot, moves at speed 25 just like a runner zombie, swings every 3 seconds. And if you're soaked in kerosene, you're toast, literally. When he spawns in Scorched Earth, he's already on fire. Face melting, eyes glowing, just walks straight out of Satan's backyard. He spots a player with a sawed-off shotgun who's like, easy frag, LOL. Nope, this flaming psycho charges like a missile, lighting up everything he touches, even other zombies. The player fires, misses, second shot too late, boom. Now the player's on fire, flailing, screaming, burning. He's dishing out 13.2 DPS with that burn. If you don't have armor, 3 hits and you're a s'more. And fire doesn't hurt him, by the way. The Warhorse's flame attacks? He bathes in that stuff. Player tries to kite him using a bolt action rifle, but there's a cat. You miss one shot and accidentally tag the Warhorse? Yeah, GG. You're about to get turned into brisket by 2 nightmares. The flaming zombie's on your heels. Relentless. But hey, if you're playing Arsonist class, congrats. Fire immunity means you just treat him like a regular runner zombie. Easy clap. But this time, the player runs toward the city, hoping to lose him near the fort staircase. Except, surprise, the zombie bugs out, stuck like a noob on geometry. The player ducks behind a wall, lines up a clean shot, thinks it's all over. But no, flaming zombie keeps charging, setting everyone on fire like it's Black Friday in a match fact. Final moment, he catches up. One slap. Players on fire. Q screaming. Q solo. Q rage quit. This dude is pure chaos. If you see flames in the dark, run or burn. Level 22, the Covenant, Stillwater's medieval mayhem. At level 22 in Dead Rails, welcome to the Stillwater prison, aka hell with brick walls. And guess what's waiting for you inside? The Covenant. There's 2 types of these freaks. The knight with a cavalry sword and rage issues. The archer with a crossbow and the reaction time of a toaster. Both have 100 HP, but the knight hits for 25 damage per sword swing, while the archer deals 30 with his crossbow. Just real slow. Knight moves at a decent speed 16, and the archer, bro's crawling at speed 8 like it's nap time. They spawn exclusively inside the prison, and they don't come alone. We're talking 20 Covenant at once, ready to throw hands and ruin your day. The knight bursts in with that classic drool zombie face, arms and legs armored up, swinging his sword like he thinks he's in Dark Souls. Player pulls out a shotgun thinking, easy headshot. Nope, the knight eats headshots for breakfast, doesn't even flinch. Now the player's running. The knight is chasing like a cracked out zombie soldier, and if he gets his hands on a special horse and the Excalibur sword, it's over. Your soul is now owned by the Stillwater State Department of Screaming. Even the werewolf class hits harder, but you still need to kite it. Up close, you're minced. Now the archer. This guy pulls up with the daring beard face, crossbow loaded, trying to act cool, but his reload time, a joke, like watching dial-up internet load a TikTok. He takes forever to shoot, and if you're clever enough to hide behind one of his Covenant bros, friendly fire baby, he'll absolutely nail his teammate like, oops, my bad. Player's smart, hiding behind walls, hopping off with a bolt action rifle, trying to keep distance. Cause if you get cornered by all 20 of these psychos, it's Covenant gang beatdown time. Inside the prison, knights are sprinting through the halls like they're late for roll call, while archers just hold positions like angry statues. But hey, lure them into a tight hallway, and they start bugging out like NPCs in a Bethesda game. Final showdown? The player, rocking the survivalist class, is brawling it out with a knight, dodging crossbow bolts like Neo in the Matrix. One by one, Covenant starts drop, but it's not over, because Stillwater's full of their brothers, and they all want a piece of you. Level 27, the vampire. Broken elegance of the blood moon. He only shows up during the blood anywhere on the map, but most famously, deep inside the castle, wearing a black tux, pale skin, walking around like he owns the place. He's not just another zombie, he's the predator of the night. Back in the day, this dude was terrifying. He'd teleport behind you every few seconds like some kind of undead anime villain, breaking the laws of physics and your sanity. Now, well, not so much. Stats-wise, 100 HP, 15 damage, speed, 16 but. Thanks to a massive bug, he doesn't teleport anymore. So imagine this. Player sneaks into the castle, creeping around like it's Metal Gear. He spots the vampire, panics, gets ready for the classic backstab teleport, but instead, the vampire just runs at him. Like a regular zombie, no drama, no smoke, no surprise, just jogs up, swinging. The player's like, wait, that's it? Where's the teleport? Where's the flare? And suddenly, the fear turns into confusion, then laughter, then disrespect. Yeah, he's still dangerous in close combat. He still packs a punch, but without his signature move, he's gone from final boss vibes to awkward wedding guest who didn't get the memo the party's over. So how does he stay threatening? Simple. Numbers. These vamps don't come solo and they show up in wild packs, swarming like rabid bats in a tux. One vampire? 10 vampires? Now it's a problem. Still, it's kinda sad, from nightmare fuel to bugged out jogger, but hey, maybe they'll fix him one day, and when they do, he's coming for that spine. Level 30, the Wild Wolf, nature's little menace. This ain't your average stray mutt. At level 30, the Wild Wolf can spawn solo in the wilderness, or roll up with an entire pack of up to 7 in the desert. And here's the twist. There's a 10% chance one of them is actually a werewolf, but if you're playing as a hunter class, that chance jumps to 100%. Yep, you're guaranteed some fluffy drop. He's got 100 horsepower, deals 15 damage, and moves at a crazy fast 20.4 speed. He's also smaller and thinner than most enemies, which makes him an absolute pain to hit. Think mosquito, but with teeth. He's a true predator. The moment he sees a player riding the train, he bolts after them like he skipped breakfast. Good news though, he can't climb aboard, so early game players can farm him easily from the safety of the train. His real strength? Speed. He sprints ahead, then pulls a slick U-turn and tries to ambush you like it's a TikTok prank. But he's got a weakness too. Meat. Drop a corpse in his path, and he'll stop chasing to chow down. That's your escape window. Pro tip, you can even use him as a living shield, or weld him to your train as a janky barbed wire upgrade. So yeah, he's chasing you. Teeth out, full sprint. Then he sees a snack, and boom. Mission complete. You live, he eats. Everyone wins. Level 36, Zombie Soldier. Undead with a side of firepower. Welcome to level 36, where the apocalypse has uniforms. Meet the Zombie Soldier. Found exclusively in Fort Constitution once players trigger the battle event. Once it starts, creepy music kicks in, and these guys come storming out of all 3 barracks inside the fort. Each one has 100 horsepower, moves at 18 speed with a cavalry sword, or 8 speed if he's packing a revolver, and deals 15 to 45 damage depending on the weapon. These aren't your usual shambling meatbags. These are military-grade zombies. They rock olive green uniforms and often carry gear like a naval revolver or a cavalry sword. Some in blue coats might even be unarmed, or just worse. Unlike other mobs, these guys play smart. They hold their ground, snipe from afar, and fight like they still remember boot camp. You'll even catch them forming a triangle formation in the barracks. And if you're not paying attention, they'll rush you en masse and turn you into zombie chili. Their accuracy sucks, but there's so many of them, it doesn't matter. They'll keep pressuring you, forcing constant surveillance of all 3 barracks just to stay alive. And when you think you're safe, surprise, you're suddenly surrounded. And it's a full-on bullet party from every direction. Level 40, the Bandits. Humanity's final mistake. Alright, time to take a break from demons and vampires and deal with something way more annoying. Humans. With guns. Meet the Bandits. Not zombies, not monsters, just straight up lunatics with terrible aim and terrifying damage. These guys spawn in groups of up to 7, usually found in the desert, the bandit camps, or the bandit city, aka the you're gonna die here zone. Let's break it down. 100 horsepower, speed. 8 on foot, 30 on horseback. Damage? Anywhere from 30 to 100 depending on the weapon. Revolvers, sawed-offs, rifles, whatever hits hardest. And yeah, they don't care about the apocalypse. They're too busy shooting everything that moves, even zombies. Now imagine this. You're riding your train, minding your own business. Up ahead, Bandit City. Their leader spots you through his dusty binoculars, snaps his fingers. Boom. Ambush mode activated. These psychos start flooding the streets, taking cover, spreading out, flanking the train, and blasting like it's a freaking Western movie gone wrong. The player's like, wait, where's the zombie I'm supposed to melee with? Nope, you're getting hit by actual aimbot tier bullets. You try to return fire, but they're ducking, moving, peeking, and your shots miss while theirs feel like headshots from across the map. You burn through ammo. Medkits start disappearing. Your train's on fire. Your teammates are screaming in voice chat. One guy rage quits, and the bandit leader, he's chilling, giving orders, watching you fall apart from a rooftop. Eventually, your crew retreats, low on health, out of ammo, with a half-broken train limping out of Bandit City. And the bandits, still standing, laughing, looting, proving that in a world full of undead freaks, nothing's scarier than a guy with a gun and no morals. Level 44, the Werewolf. Muscle, moonlight, and mayhem. After the Desert Bandits, things somehow get even more unhinged, because on level 44, we meet the ultimate furry death machine, the one, the only, Werewolf. This beast is an absolute unit, standing at 10 feet tall, ripped like a gym god, and arguably the strongest creature in the game. Okay, maybe Tesla and the Easter Bunny still bench more, but this guy's definitely in the top 3. You'll find him anywhere during a full moon, but the castle, that place turns into a freaking werewolf convention. They spawn in by the thousands, no joke. His strategy, pure, unfiltered rage. Stats, HP, 500, damage, 35 per hit, speed, 25, tactical, IQ, smash now, think never. Now picture this, it's a calm night, train rolling past the castle. The moon, full, the vibes, office. Then he shows up, massive, roaring, glowing eyes, and he's sprinting straight at the train. He doesn't sneak, he doesn't wait, he just charges, full WWE entrance energy, right into the player squad. The players, running around like headless chickens. Who brought garlic? That's for vampires, you moron. Shotguns? Barely tickle him. Pistols? Might as well be throwing pebbles. Only 2 options. Mount a horse, pray your aim is cracked enough to land headshots mid-sprint. But most people panic, they shoot, they miss, they scream. And the werewolf just keeps ripping through their defenses like wet tissue paper. He doesn't need tactics. His plan is simple. Break everything. Kill everyone. Repeat. And unless you brought a solid rifle and the reflexes of a caffeinated squirrel, you're going straight back to the main menu. Level 50. Zombie Scientist. Tesla's little nightmare. You'll only meet him if you summon Nikola Tesla inside his lab. Once you flip the lever, the night turns stormy, and these creepy nerds start spawning all around, inside and outside the lab. They've got 100 horsepower, deal 15 damage, and move at a swift 25 speed, just like a zombie runner, but way more annoying. Why? Because these guys show up in waves, dressed in lab coats, rocking green skin, and that classic zombified I haven't slept since 1894 face. Their mission? Swarm and overwhelm. They exist purely to drain your ammo, stress your nerves, and ruin your Tesla mode. And they will not stop chasing you, no matter how far you run. You might try hiding on the train. They'll wait. Try camping on a ceiling lamp above Tesla's lab. They'll gather underneath, staring like they just found God. You can blast them with Molotovs, holy water, even a cross. But they'll just keep coming, turning every corner into a horror movie scene. One moment, you think you outsmarted them. Next thing you know, you're surrounded by 35 lab coat creepers, all laser focused on ruining your day. Trust me, they may not look scary, but they're about to make you rage quit. Level 55, the Warhorse. Apocalypse on 4 legs. After all the classic monsters, it's time for something completely different. Welcome to level 55, where you unlock the absolute goat of mounts, the Warhorse. But hold up, this isn't just any horse. This guy is one of the 4 apocalyptic horses, and he's here to break the meta. You can randomly find him deep in the desert, somewhere between the 10-kilometer and 20-kilometer mark. You can't sell him. And honestly, why would you want to? He's literally built different. His tactic, crowd control, and chaos. Instead of fighting directly, this flaming beast sets everything around you on fire. That's right, when you're swarmed by enemies, he turns the battlefield into a bonfire, perfect for clearing massive werewolf hordes without wasting a single bullet. So picture this, a lone player, surrounded, out of ammo, heart pound, and then the Warhorse charges in like a legend. Flames explode outward, zombies burst into fire, chaos everywhere. He's not kicking or biting, he's just vibing in the flames, and anything that gets close starts roasting. Zombies panic, they burn, they scatter, or drop dead in seconds. The player who was just about to rage quit suddenly becomes the main character. With Warhorse by your side, you don't need a plan. You just ride straight through through the fire and let him cook. Literally, he keeps moving, lighting up the battlefield until nothing's left but ashes. MVP, no cap, 10-10 horse. Would ride into hell again. Level 66, Death Horse. Necromancer on hooves. After the firepower of the Warhorse, things take a dark turn. Welcome to level 66. Where things get creepy AF. Introducing the Death Horse. This dude spawns between the 30-kilometer and 40-kilometer mark, usually near fortified towns or shady-looking barns. And he's not just another mount, he's a freaking necromancer on 4 legs. Tactic, summon the undead. Literally, every time you kill an enemy, this horse has a chance to resurrect them as your minions. That's right, the zombies you just bodied, they're now on your side. He's insanely useful for melting mini-bosses like Goliath, or holding back massive hordes without you lifting a finger. Picture this, you're getting swarmed, barely holding on. Then boom, you drop a few zombies. Death Horse activates. Suddenly, the corpses rise from the ground, glowing with dark energy, and they start mauling their former undead friends like it's a revenge arc. They distract, they tank damage, they make you feel like a dark lord in the middle of chaos. And while they're busy causing mayhem, you focus on clapping the real threats. And the best part? He doesn't stop. As long as there are bodies dropping, he's bringing them back. The battlefield turns into a zombie versus zombie showdown, and you're just sitting there like, dance, my puppets? So yeah, the Death Horse doesn't just ride into battle, he brings an army with him, and in a world like Dead Rails, that makes him one of the most busted support mounts out there. Level 70, Famine Horse Lightning from the Heavens. After commanding the undead army, it's time to call down divine wrath. Welcome to level 70, meet the Famine Horse. This beast spawns between 50 kilometers and 60 kilometers, deep in high difficulty zones where death waits around every cactus. But this ain't just a horse, this is a walking thunder. Tactic, targeted lightning, mass destruction. Zero ammo need. He doesn't stomp enemies with hooves. He blasts them with pure electricity from the sky. You're surrounded by a tight horde of zombies. You're sweating. Ammo's low. Then Famine Horse locks in, and the storm begins. Lightning crashes down, one bolt after another, smiting enemies in perfect rhythm. No mercy, no delay, no chance for those poor bastards to even... He doesn't charge like Warhorse. He doesn't summon like Death Horse. He obliterates from range. Enemies get zapped out of existence, and the battlefield becomes your personal thunder concert. Your job? Just stay alive and let the weather do the work, and it doesn't stop until everything is ash. So yeah, if you ever wished for God mode AoE, the Famine Horse is your ticket to divine domination. He doesn't run into battle. He brings the heavens with him. Level 77, Pestilence Horse, the undying ally. After the storm fades comes the calm, but it's not weakness. It's resilience incarnate. Welcome to level 77, and say hello to the final blessing before hell itself, the Pestilence Horse. He spawns between 70 kilometers and 80 kilometers, right before the nightmare crescendo. This ain't just a horse, it's a guardian angel on 4 legs. His ability? Angel's Tears. You don't just heal, you refuse to die. Waves of enemies crash around you. You're low on snake oil, no bandages, bleeding out with a half-loaded shotgun. And then he steps in. No attacks, no violence, just that holy glow as your health starts climbing back up. Your body feels like it's made of steel. Bullets, hits, fire, who cares? While Warhorse burns, Death Horse summons, Famine Horse destroys, Pestilence. Horse simply keeps you alive. You take on the final waves, blades swinging, bullets flying, but you're untouchable. He doesn't fight the enemies, he fights your death. And when it's over, you're still standing, bloody, tired, but alive. Because sometimes, the most powerful weapon is just the ability to not fall. Level 82, Goliath. The prison colossus say hello to Goliath, the level 82 mini-boss who guards Stillwater Prison like it's his personal man cave. He only shows up if you try to pull the Excalibur sword from the stone. Yeah, that sword. Goliath isn't just big, he's colossal. Back in the day, his whole thing was being a tanky punching bag. But now, he's got a freaking cannon. 3,000 horsepower, 50 damage from his cannon, 25 in melee, and the durability of a Nokia phone. He literally crashes through a prison wall when he appears. Boom, there's your path. Block. He sees you reaching for Excalibur and starts marching. Slow, but unstoppable. Bullets bounce off him like you're throwing marshmallows at a tank. His helmet gives him tons of armor. And your ammo? It'll run out long before he does. Unless you're smart. If you're running the Vampire or Werewolf class and packing a couple bottles of holy water, this night raid becomes a cakewalk. But if you're a noob or forgot to stock up on bullets, Goliath's having you for breakfast. Level 90, Nicola Tesla, Wrath of the Electric Titan. Nikola Tesla. He is the final boss of Dead Rails, and his story is as convoluted as his attacks. He was a famous Serbian-American engineer and futurist who developed biological weapons for the military. But, as often happens, things went wrong. Tesla and all his workers were infected and turned into zombies. zombies. His tactic is brute force and electrical attacks. Tesla has 5,000 health, a walking speed of 20, and deals 100 damage. He attacks using his hands or by creating Tesla coils, which instantly kill anyone without armor. He can be revived by placing 5 different werewolf limbs on a table in the Tesla lab, and then his brain in a jar. He, as Nicola Tesla, emerges from his lab, his brain pulsating in a jar attached to a werewolf bot. He sees players trying to overcome him. He doesn't run mindlessly. He activates his Tesla coils, which begin to strike players with light. He uses his electrical power to keep players at bay, forcing them to seek cover or risk instant death. Players try to dodge the lightning, but their movements are limited. Tesla continues to press, forcing them to expend snake oil. Ultimately, if players don't have the electrocutioner, which can kill him in a few hits, or don't resort to the run over with the train tactic multiple times, they perish under his electrical assault. Level 99, Easter Bunny, the Unstoppable Giant. This is a time-limited boss, only available during the Extravaganza event. He appears at the end of this game mode and is the largest entity in the game, 3 times taller than Tesla. His tactic is mass destruction and minion spawn. He has a colossal 10,000 health, deals 100 damage, and has a walk speed of 15. Instead of throwing Tesla towers, he throws Easter eggs that hatch into other hostile creatures. Since he is slow, players can use 3 snake oils to run past him, and ranged weapons are best against him, not counting, of course, holy water. He, as the Easter Bunny, appears at the end of the event, his huge shadow covering the battlefield. He sees players trying to overcome it. He doesn't run. He slowly walks, throwing giant Easter eggs that land and hatch into hordes of zombies and other enemies. He uses his massive presence and minion spawning to overwhelm and destroy players. Players try to focus on the bunny, but the constant stream of hatching enemies forces them to divide their attention. Ultimately, if players don't have enough ranged weapons or the electrocutioner, which can melt him, they perish under the onslaught of the bunny and his arm. Level 100, Bigfoot, the elusive legend. And now, we've hit level 100, the final stretch. And who's waiting at the end? Not a dragon, not a demon, but the king of mystery himself, Bigfoot. Legend says he's a huge, hairy creature that's only been spotted by a lucky few in dead rails. He's rumored to appear between 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. in the deepest parts of the desert. His supposed stats: 10,000 horsepower, 50 damage, and armor so thick thanks to his fur, it's basically cheat mode. But here's the kicker. He doesn't even attack like a normal boss. His strategy? Stealth and paranoia. No one's 100% sure he even exists. The rumors started on the official Dead Rails Discord, where some players swear they saw him. Maybe he's coming in a future update. Maybe it was an April Fool's joke. Who knows? Bigfoot doesn't charge. He lurks, he vanishes. He makes you doubt your sanity. You'll catch a glimpse of a massive shadow, hear a weird growl, but never catch him. And that's the point. His power isn't brute force, it's existential dread. He's the proof that sometimes the scariest boss is the one you're not even sure is real. He doesn't need to fight you. He just needs to live in your head.